What's up guys, it's Dragonfly Mike 77 and today I am just going to do a video that kind of explains where I've been the last few years and why I got back into hookah. I had some health problems develop that kind of took me out of the hookah game and they kind of got out of control, and I was doing everything that I could to rein them in a little more. And while those problems still exist, I do have not necessarily better control over them, but I know how to control them when they actually start to flare up. But that's not actually why I got back into smoking hookah. I have been vaping and smoking cigarettes over the years. I haven't completely quit nicotine, which is a bummer, but I also do love it very much. But in July, I actually had a friend pass away. And that friend was one of and probably my top smoking buddy. We would, and I don't know if you guys remember how large the large Tangiers funnel bowls used to be, but I used to pack one of those up with my buddy with cashmere guava normally. Sometimes we would change it up, but the cashmere guava was like what we smoked, and we would just destroy that over a weekend. And I don't drink, I don't do anything like that, so I was trying to figure out a way to commemorate the memories that I had with him, and I had to do something. I wasn't gonna end up having a beer in his name, so I ended up ordering a hookah, which, not this one, but I ordered just a really cheap starter pack with an Egyptian hookah, and from there it all snowballed into me getting this and that. Because I didn't have a cloud, I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna get back into it. I'm just gonna smoke a couple bowls and reminisce about the times that I spent with him. But I smoked them with just the foil and the coals, and I was like, I remember such a better experience. And so I ended up kind of diving back into it slowly. And next thing I know, I've got numerous bowls again. My tobacco cabinet is full of tobacco, and so here I am. I'll take a poke for you guys. I am on the tail end of my session. What is very different now for me in smoking than back then, I don't really go like multiple rounds of coals. I maybe go 2, but for the most part, I'll smoke 1 round, 2 rounds, and then that's about it. I just can't smoke the way that I used to when I was younger. It's just not there. So I am on the tail end, but right now I am using the Cloud Calyx. I've got an Alpaca Little Pache on here, which really reminded me of the Super Chief and the Sapphire Hot Shot, and I really loved those bowls back in the day, but I can't seem to find them anymore. And then I have been messing around with the Lotus 3. I started out with the Lotus 1 because I know in a previous video I said I just went back to what I knew, and that's what I knew. And since then, I have seen that the market has just exploded with so many different things, and I don't even know where to begin a lot of times. So, I'll take another poke for you guys. It is smoking very well. This is something that is so new to me. It is so different than your normal hookahs out there. So I've been messing around with this, and I will review it at some point, but I'm just not there yet. But yeah, that's basically why I got back into the game. And from there, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with my channel. The reason I started doing videos again is somebody said to me that they would enjoy it if I started doing it again. And I think it's going to be an interesting perspective on the market. I used to know what was going on, and now I have no idea. So I have some knowledge. I know how to do some things, but with what's on the market now, there's just so much that I feel like I'm relearning a lot of things, and I know I am. I have forgotten so much that it's really interesting for me to kind of like dive back into a hobby after almost 10 years. So let me take another poke for you guys. And that's another reason that I wanted to do this video, is since there's just so much on the market, there are so many different innovations and new brands and new tobaccos and new styles of hookah and bowls and heat management devices. I don't know really how to like narrow my focus because there's just so much. I go on a website and I don't even know kind of like which should I focus on accessories, what should I grow my collection this way, what should I do? I'm not really sure. So I'd like to elicit your help with that. Kind of what's something that you want to see me review, or what's a product that's new over the last few years that you just feel is like a must-have in every hookah enthusiast collection? Which bowls, because I see that there are so many different bowls nowadays. I remember trying to get my Hot Shot RT and Sapphire bowls, which were from Poland. And the world market of hookah actually wasn't really that big. There wasn't a lot of, the distribution wasn't worldwide as much. Sure, there were some brands like Nakhla was definitely a worldwide brand. Starbucks was too, and stuff like that. But when I was smoking, Tangiers itself was relatively new, and now it's like 20 years old. But back then, Tangiers was very hard for people overseas to get, and now that's not really the case. I see that Tangiers has really like spread its wings, and it's all over the world now. And I also see that Germany has upped the game as well. I see that they have their own hookahs and some heat management devices and bowls as well. And I see that Russia has gotten into the game, and they've got their own heat management and own tobacco brands as well, like Must Have and Kismet. I think that's how you say it. That I don't think you can get Kismet here yet, but I know Must Have just kind of in the last 2 or 3 years is now in the United States as well. So I don't even know where to begin with things. I've pretty much grown my collection of tobacco with brands that I kind of have smoked before, maybe some flavors that I couldn't get before. I see that Tangiers now has 2005 blueberry, and when I was smoking, I know that blueberry no longer existed because the manufacturer that made the flavoring for him, he couldn't get the flavors anymore. They shut down, and Eric was very particular and felt that he already made a good blueberry and he didn't want to try again, and I get it. So take another poke for you guys. I haven't tried too many new brands of tobacco. I pretty much stayed with Tangiers, Alfacher. I wanted to try some Fumari brand flavors again to see if they were the same and all that kind of stuff. I have dabbled in a few new ones, but for the most part, I've just kind of gone with what I know right now. So I can kind of like, I know how Tangier smokes. I had to remember how to pack it, but I know how it smokes, and I remember the flavors that I liked. So I'm kind of like going over what I used to know and how the flavors have changed. Because I know that with distribution and flavoring and all that kind of stuff, it can change over the years, and what you used to be able to get, you can't get anymore. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I have been messing around with some new stuff, but for the most part, I'm just trying to rebuild what I used to have. But I would like help on deciding what I must have now on the new aspects. I do plan to get some more heat management devices and try those out with different bowls, but I also see that there's like 15 different handmade bowls nowadays, and I don't know where to start. I don't know which ones are good and so forth. So I would love to hear your comments on brands that I should be trying nowadays. But I think I'll take one more poke for you guys. it is smoking really well. I do very much miss the ambiance and just the aspect of hookah, and I am glad that I got back into it. And I'm glad I could connect with some of the people that I knew back in the day. And if you're people that I used to like Tiny Chat with or anything like that, leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. But I think that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.